Hi everybody, this is the website boy from the websiteboy.com, continuing our PHP tutorial series. And on the last tutorial, we were talking about string functions and we were talking about data types, many different data types in there. If you haven't watched that, go back and watch it on the playlist. On this part of this series, we're going to be talking about control structures, logical expressions, all right? Basically, on this tutorial, we're going to be looking at how we can start to control the flow of our code to have our code make choices about what should happen based on certain conditions. All right, and we are going to be doing that by using logical expressions. And the most common of all type of logical expression is the if statement. All right, so we're going to start our uh, tutorial with if statements. Now I just made a save as on the 18 underscore string underscore functions file and renamed it 19 underscore if statement. So if you just want to go ahead and follow me on that, and I'm going to be on the local server. So if you should know where you at right now on the local server. If not, go back to the tutorials and find out how we do that. But anyways, so let's go to this PHP, our directory, our root directory here for the course, and we are in the 19 if statement, and we are gonna try to get the file right here. All right, so there is nothing going on right now. All right, so the first thing that you should know is that we're going to be trying to control what goes on based on certain condition on our code, right? So for example, let me just give you an example of how if statements work. So let's say I have a variable here. Let's call this var1, and let's give it a value of, I don't know, 5. And let's have another variable called var2. Let's give it a value of 10. So now, let's say for example, I want to write a code that says, if 5 is smaller than 10, I want you to do something, right? So it's very simple to do that. Let's write an if statement. If, and then the way we do that is after the if word, which is reserved in JavaScript, you can't change that. If you do, it won't work. After the if, you put a parenthesis, and then after the parentheses, because inside this parenthesis where you're going to write your condition. But after the parenthesis, you need to write a open curly bracket and a closed curly bracket, and then bring one down. Bring the in between these curly brackets is where you're going to execute the code that you want to happen based on the condition that you're going to write in between these parentheses. So if, and then you write your condition in this parenthesis. If something is true, then we execute the code. Now this code is not going to execute, whatever you write here is not going to execute if this condition is not true. So this condition is going to give us a Boolean value, and we talked about Boolean, I think it was in the last tutorial. So make sure you watch that. So Boolean, we talked about that is either true or false. If this is not the Boolean true, then this condition would not happen and no code would be executed. So for example, if I say if variable 1, all right, is smaller than variable 2, all right, I want you to tell me that it is, right? So I'm going to echo something out. I'm going to say, you know what, variable 1 is smaller than variable 2, right? And it is true, right? That's what we're saying right here with this less than symbol, all right? So with this expression here, we are saying that this is a less than symbol here, and we're saying that variable 1, it is smaller. And the way I kind of remember what a less than and greater than symbol, well, I already know it by heart, but if you're trying to just get it in your mind, um, just grab your left hand and make a kind of triangle like this with your hand, like making a sign, and that would be your left hand, and then this would be the greater than with your right hand. All right, that's how I'm able to do remember sometimes. Well, now I kind of know it by heart, but in the beginning. But anyways, so if I refresh here, it says variable one is smaller than variable two. So the code executed because it is true. But if we change this variable and we make it 20, now the condition is not going to be true. It's going to be false. And this condition, this statement here is not going to execute. So refresh and nothing happens, as you can see here, right? So this will only execute if this is true. All right. So always make sure that you have this making sense. That this is making sense for you. All right. We can also check on, later on we're going to be talking about logical operators, but I just wanted you to be aware of this. And this is how if statements work. All right. So anyways, on the next tutorial, we're going to be talking about else and else if statements, and then after that, logical operators, switch statements, and all that good stuff. Anyways, if you were able to learn something from this tutorial, I made it sweet and short. If you were able to learn something from this tutorial, like it, favorite, put it on Facebook, put it on Twitter, whatever if you feel that it kind of help you out. So anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Website Boy out.